Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to our live. We're so excited to be here today again for the Educate and Rejuvenate launch party. Despite some hiccups we had this weekend, missed you all. I am here with several of my life coach friends who are also fellow coaches in the Educate and Rejuvenate Club. So excited to have them here. Especially after this big weekend where the book went down for a second, we had to cancel the launch party, but the show is going on now. So we are thrilled about that. Okay, I see a bunch of you jumping in. Hello, welcome everybody. So today I am joined by Chrissy, Bonnie, and Francini. We should have one more coach joining us here shortly, but if not, we will all have fun together, the four of us, and everybody in the comments. So as you get here, please pop into the comments and let us know you're here because we are giving away a teacher backpack to somebody who joins us live. Andrea is our first commenter. Hello, hello, beautiful ladies. They are so beautiful, right? Okay, I'm going to, oh, that is not what I meant to do. How do I fix that? There we go. Hello, Val. We're just going to kick a couple of you out here. Okay, so let's start by, and again, the number is still popping up. So maybe we just let everybody say hello quick. Any of the four of you want to just chime in and say something while everybody's hopping in quick? The first 5 minutes, usually everybody getting here.
I just want to say I'm so proud of Kelsey for this book because writing a book is awful. I'm trying my hand at it. I'm in the very beginning stages and I'm like, this is terrible. It's so hard. And I'm so proud of her for making it through, even while running a business and taking care of kids and all the things she has on her plate. So bravo. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Bonnie. I will say the beginning part is the worst. Once you get into the role, once you get into the role of it, it's way better. But I even feel like at the beginning, it was a much different book than by the time you're all getting the book that you're reading now. Like even the 3-step framework, the sections I didn't have, it felt very, I'm like, okay, I'm writing about thoughts. And now I'm writing about feelings. And now I'm writing about time management, and it just felt kind of random, like thrown together. So it was really fun to kind of be, okay, how am I really going to conceptualize this? That's when I put it into the 3 steps in the book, which is to observe yourself, choose your direction, and then align yourself. Those are kind of the 3 things that everything falls under in the book. So I don't know. That's kind of just a writing thing. It kind of changed and shifted as I went along, which was really, really fun. So I'm sure that I've heard that's a common thing as you write a book. So you'll probably run into that too, Bonnie.
Cool. It's good to know.
I love, Bonnie, that you, and Kelsey, I love the way you're connecting to all of this. I mean, the model fits so well in any executive function, what teachers want for themselves. And Kelsey, I love how you had to do it on yourself first. As coaches, we say we're always our own first client.
Yeah, we are.
And since Kelsey is a coach we all come from the same amazing school, the Life Coach School, but this idea of, oh yeah, the framework, it's not maybe what I thought it would be in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. We all know this as educators. We will plan a lesson or we'll plan a project. It's not at all what we think or thought.
Yeah.
I love that you're talking about sort of the genesis of it, having to get smashed through thoughts and procrastination and just beliefs. Maybe I'm not a writer. I mean, Bonnie, you could tell us all about this right now. Maybe no one wants to listen to what I have to say, but this beautiful creation, Kelsey, that's going to help so many teachers all over the world. And they don't have to be on the Zooms with us. They don't have to be in the chat. We want them. Hello, come to us.
Oh, of course. We love that. But we want to make it so accessible. We want to make it so like you can get everything you need in this book. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing, since I'm also feel honored to be here. And what I love about your book, Kelsey, is just because it's so relatable. Like, just reading like the beginning of your book and you're sitting on the floor and you're crying because of, you lost a library book. And it's just, you just feel like, yeah, that's me, So I love that you translate it to, you wrote in a way that we can't relate. So
I mean, I think it's so important. And that's one thing that I love about our community. And those of you who've been part of our community, you know this, but those of you who are new, we're so excited to have you here and part of it because you're part of our community now. You're on this live. But we are really real. Like, we don't shy away from sharing real stories, real emotions, real thoughts. And it's not, even when we talk about the model and our thoughts, it's not all about like, oh, well, that was a bad thought. Why didn't you just change that or whatever? It's really more about understanding ourselves and at a deeper level. And that's what we're doing here. And what I love about the book format of it is it's even helpful for those who like have been coming, like, or have been listening to the podcast or Chrissy's podcast or Bonnie's podcast or watching Fantasy. You don't have a podcast though, but like watching your emails, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But anyway, like, even if you have been like, oh yeah, I've been coached or whatever, the book, even some of our members have been like, oh, it just like really brought clarity to it, to really just read about it, to see it and read it. So then when I do come to these calls, which when you purchase the book, you're going to get to come to some calls. We're not here saying you have to join this membership. That's not what this call is for, our membership community. It is for you to get so much of what you need just right here from this book, from the workbook, from the book club we're going to be doing. And it's all right here for you when you purchase the copy. I saw a comment, who was it from? That said, well, for one, Jennifer said her book is on her way. Can't wait to read it. I'm so excited. I get my first copies besides my proof copy on Wednesday. I have been waiting for mine too. I'm so excited. Olympia wanted to know where she can find it. So if you see on the screen here, there's a link that just says teachergoals.com/educate bonuses. That will take you to the page where you can then click to purchase the book and then see the different bonuses you can get depending on how many copies you order. So if you order one for just yourself, there's a whole bunch you get that more than pays for the book. If you decide to do the teacher bestie and buy one for you and one for a friend, it doubles everything. It doubles the shop credit for both you and your friend. You also get tickets to our winter event. And tons of other stuff. So check it out at that page. We love giving bonuses to Educate and Rejuvenate, and all the awesome ladies here know that too. Right?
So Kelsey, I have a couple of questions for you. I don't know how you'd like to start, but here's a frame that I would love for you to think about and to tell us all, which is, why do you think this book is so important? Let's say a teacher has never even heard of you, heard of us, maybe heard of coaching. Why did you need to put this information out to the world?
Oh, Chrissy, I love this. I love that you're coming questions for me. Chrissy texted you. She's like, do you care if I ask you some questions and kind of put you on the spot? I'm like, totally fine. So I think this book is so important because, well, for one, like I share, even just on the very back cover of the book, 44% of teachers say they're always or almost always burned out. Mm-hmm. And whenever I share that statistic, the biggest comment that I get is that number should be higher. It's like, oh, that's it? Like, you know what I mean? But even according to that panel, it was outpacing all other professionals. And so what I found, the reason why this book is so important is because of that, because teachers are so burned out, so stressed. And if you want to have a sustainable teaching career, let alone enjoying your life outside the classroom too, these tools and strategies are honestly necessary for us to be able to, handle all the stressors, all the things that come our way. If we don't know how to handle our emotions, if we don't know when we are, in a thought spiral of self-deprecating thoughts, if we don't understand when our nervous system is triggered and we're just beating ourselves up because we, had a terrible observation with our principal because we were in a nervous system response, but we didn't know that. We just are blaming ourselves for it. This book is going to give you so much understanding of your stress, of your burnout, but also give you solutions of like, what do I do about it? How do I set boundaries? How do I create an intentional schedule? What do I do with these feelings, with these emotions? And the book is really going to walk you through it. And not only the book, but also, and I don't think all of you have even seen this yet. Have you? The PDF workbook they get with it? You guys,
no.
Look how huge, look at this. Look at it. We just kept going and going. There's so many journaling prompts. There's like exercises to like do the model. There's like, here's a processing emotions guided practice. There's an audio version of it. There's so much here. So it's not just a book. It is really a lifeline to help you make it through all the stress that you are feeling day to day as a teacher. And that's what we made it to be. Like, it's not just a book. It is so much more.
Guys, and I love you're doing how to process any emotion with me on Wednesday evening.
Yeah.
So in the workbook.
I'm so excited.
Christy, and along with this question that you're asking, one thing that I've noticed is, teachers have such a unique job because they are, in many instances, the only emotionally mature adult in a room full of emotionally immature children.
Yes.
And that is one reason that teaching is so difficult and so taxing on the nervous system. And we don't get that. Maybe if you had a really great education, you understood that, you were taught that a little bit, but most of us do not understand the toll that takes on our own nervous system, is to constantly have these tiny little, beautiful little creatures being dysregulated all the time and trying to figure out their own thoughts and feelings and emotions. And we have to learn to regulate our own, or we're going to be a mess all the time. And so that for me has completely revolutionized the way I teach my own children and other people's children, because I know that my first job is me, to take care of me, so that they can also, learn from example, right? I would get to teach these little kids, or big kids, how to do some of that as well. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, when we are the teacher and we have all these dysregulated children in our room, it can be a lot to deal with. And so we need to be able to regulate ourselves so we can even then co-regulate with the kids. And we don't talk about co-regulation as much in the book, but we just talk about regulation in general, which will help you to be able to do that, and how to even work it into what I do mention is how to even kind of work it into your school day. Like, we talk about the different ways to complete the stress cycle. And then, like, you could have a movement break during the day, and that helps both you and the kids to regulate yourselves throughout the day. So many random tips and strategies that you'll get throughout this book that will help you not only with yourself, but with teaching and with handling the children as well. Oh, I love this. A dysregulated adult can't regulate a dysregulated child. Absolutely. Okay. Smell the flower, blow out the candle. Yes, that is a good one. That is one that we love to use. Katie said, we are all teachers, but the book isn't just for teachers. It tells us a lot about things that can help everyone. It is a lot about thoughts and feelings and how to process it, thinking ladder and bridge for thoughts. Yes. So we talk a lot about how we can think intentionally, how we can process our emotions, all of that, because like I talked about on day one of the book launch, this book, it's a book for teachers, yes, but it actually doesn't have like I mentioned, there are like here and there, like I mentioned, like, oh, here's a brain break thing you could do. Or, oh, you could also do this scheduling thing to help you with your lesson plans. But most of it is about you. And it's because it starts with you as the teacher, right? It starts with making sure that you are regulated, that you are able to move through your emotions, that you are able to not be so burned out, so teaching can be sustainable, so it can be something that you can continue to do for years to come, and not be one of the many teachers who are walking out of the classroom. And not, of course, not that I judge anyone for making that decision, as of course, now that's what I'm doing, supporting teachers in another way, but so many teachers want to continue teaching in that classroom setting, but they just need these tools and strategies to be able to deal with it. And all four of us, I would love to hear from each of you how you've seen these coaching skills help teachers who are in the trenches right now.
I can start.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, Cammy's not, or I saw Cammy hop in and then she hopped out. I think I forgot to add her in.
She keeps trying, she says.
Well, and then she's gone. So I think her picture never showed up. Okay, but Francine, go on. I'll watch for Cammy. Okay. I'll check my phone.
So I can think of two, I can think of many, but there were two teachers and mamas that I coached recently. And one of them was struggling with anger and frustration because her kids at home and her students at school were not listening. And I think all of us can somewhat relate to that, right? When you repeat yourself over and over again and the child's not listening. And she said that if this kids just start listening, if they just start listening, she wouldn't have such a hard day. And what I love about coaching is that we learn, and that's what I helped her, and I'm going to tell a little bit more about this, that we don't have to depend on a child to listen, and so we can feel good, that we can feel good, and we can. So as we start talking about it, and she was talking about, and when I asked the child at home, to one of my kids before going to school, she trying to get her kids ready, in the morning before running to school. She said, I'm just telling, go brush your teeth. And my child would not stop doing what she was doing to brush her teeth. And, and I'm just like, oh, that's so disrespectful. And I was just like so angry. And I get to school and the kids, the same thing. I'm just like, you need to finish your assignment. And then what we do as coaches, we open her brain to herself, to her, right? And we just like, okay, let's see what's creating that anger. And then we start talking about it, like you were saying that because your child's not listening. But what you were thinking when your child's not listening to you, and she just like, oh, she's disrespecting me. She, she doesn't care about what I am saying. And I'm just like, yeah. And when you think your child she doesn't care about what you're saying and she's disrespecting you, how do you really feel? She said, I feel hurt. And then I'm just like, yes. So even under that anger, it was the hurt of like, she's not listening. And then as we were talking about it, and she figured out that really was hurting her thoughts that my child doesn't care about me. She's not listening to me. And then she even caught herself. She said, it's so funny that I'm taking this so personal. She just doesn't want to brush her teeth and stop doing what she was doing because it was way more fun than brushing her teeth. And I said, yeah. So that's what we do. We find out what really is causing our emotions and what's creating our circumstance, our reality, how we experience what's happening. Yeah. Right. And as she starts seeing that, she's just like, oh, okay, so what I need to do is appreciate myself, and then now start seeing this with curiosity. She doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to stop what she's doing, and then she was able to start coming up with ideas of how to change her approach and all of that. But even if the child still didn't listen, she does not hurt or angry because she knows it's nothing to do with her personally. So I think that's. And then I had another one with resentment but I want to give time for the other coaches to talk about theirs. But I think that what my point is, like, we don't have to, before going to school, just hope and pray that the kid's going to behave, that they're going to listen so we can have a good day. When we have these tools that we have as coaches, we know how to manage our thoughts and emotions. And it's not that we're preventing to feel a certain way. It's just we know how to process. When that happens, we know how to process, and we feel more empowered because we know what's really causing that negative emotion. So, that's what I want to give some time for Chrissy and Bonnie to share their thoughts.
Okay, real quick. It looks like Cammie joined us. Cammie, are you able to turn your mic and camera on so you can join our panel? We'd love to have you. So I did see a quick question here too. Also, Francini, echo amen to everything you said. And I feel like it, honestly, like you're talking about coaching a different person, and yet I shared a similar story in the book. I feel like that's such a common one that comes up. Like and I know Bonnie did a whole coaching call about this in the club too, about like how we put like our worth. Looks like I think Cammie might be having some glitches. It's okay. But we put our worth, or like how we are as a teacher, or like, even our emotions on what the students are doing versus like, how do I feel about how I'm showing up? That's what I have control over. Right. Okay.
Well, but I just want to go ahead and Bonnie, I want you to, you're going to go next, but a couple of folks who might be new to us say, who is this beautiful panel of speakers?
Yes, that's what I was.
I will just say, I'm Chrissy Nichols. I am, I think, the very first coach, or one of the first coaches here at Educate and Rejuvenate. And
you were, yeah, the very first.
It's an honor to be here with you. I work in executive functioning for teachers, learners, everybody who just wants to get something done. This is Kelsey, our role model, and Bonnie, who's working on it. But that's what I do. Bonnie, who are you? What do you do? Oh, and I coach regularly here at Educate and Rejuvenate.
Yeah, thanks. I'm Bonnie Wiscombe. I'm also a coach in the program. My own coaching practice is specifically for moms who are trying to grow businesses. I find that brings up a lot of mental drama as well, but I love to also coach parents and homeschoolers about all the things that happen in our brain when we're trying to teach another human being.
Well, and also tell us how you are an educator.
What, homeschooling, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I homeschool my 9 kids. One is out of the house now, so
okay.
Now we're down to 9.
It was 10 though. You were homeschooling 10, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, we had 2 little ones, and then as soon as the oldest graduated, the next one went to kindergarten. So now technically it's 8 in school age, but yeah, always a party at our house.
Okay, maybe I was talking, but so I'm Francine Estes. I am a coach inside of the club, and I also own my business, and I work with mothers of kids either with special needs or challenging behavior.
Oh, shoot.
And
I did it again.
I just help them with burnout and whatever they're going through when, they are trying to teach those beautiful children that are struggling.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Kelsey.
What were you saying?
No,
Chrissy?
Kelsey, go. Take away.
I was going to introduce myself too, because some of you are new to me, especially because we actually have a lot of viewers on the Teacher Goals platform who might be brand new to Educate and Rejuvenate. So I'm Kelsey Sorensen. I am the author of the book Educate and Rejuvenate that we're here to talk about. It just launched on Thursday, so it's only been a few days. And it hit #1 on Amazon like right away. And then we had a little bit of a glitch with the paperback. I like to joke around that you all got all your pre-orders in so fast that Amazon was like, what in the world is going on? And it went unavailable for a sec, but it's back up. So you can all snag your copy. We are talking all about the book today. I'm also the owner of Educate and Rejuvenate, where we do conferences, life coaching. All of these fabulous ladies coach in the Educate and Rejuvenate Club membership. I'm the host of the Educate and Rejuvenate podcast. So anyway, that's who I am. And yeah, we're here today talking because again, the number's been going up the next little bit. So for those of you who are like just tuning in, the reason we're here today is to chat about coaching and how we've seen it help educators. And by coaching, we're talking about life coaching, not like instructional coaching, even though that's great, not like health coaching per se. I mean, we do a little bit of that, but it's really all about your well-being. Because the reason I wrote this book, like I mentioned a little bit ago, is because of the burnout that teachers are feeling day in and day out. And so this book is here to really support you in that. And what we do as coaches, all of us here, that's why we're all here talking today about this book. But really what I did is I took all the work that we do with our clients and put it into book format so that you were able to really get all of it distilled, all the nuggets over these years of coaching and working with teachers in one nice little package in a book that also comes with this beautiful PDF workbook so you can actually apply what you learn and even access to our new Educate and Rejuvenate app where you're going to get some of our previous trainings. You're going to get video tutorials for the workbook exercises. You're going to be able to join a book club with me where you get to talk about the book with me once you've started reading it. Because right now, hardly anybody has their copy yet unless you have Kindle. Unless you have Kindle, you probably don't have it yet. But if you have a physical copy, I'm jealous because mine arrive on Wednesday. So, yeah, that's what we're doing here today. So, Shannon says the coaching you offer is so amazing. Thank you, Shannon. Andrea loves the app. Love it. And all of you are going to get in video. Yes. I'm going to be taking some little videos to kind of walk through each of the exercises, just quick little videos for each one. So you can be like, oh, it's this one I'm working on, instead of having to like go through like an hour long like live or whatever. You'll be able to be like, oh, I'm working on the time audit exercise. What do I do with that? And hit play. And then you'll be able to do it. It'll just be great. I don't know if all of you even knew about all these bonuses yet, did you?
I didn't.
What do you think of it? What do you think?
It's amazing. I'm just like, there's more, and there's more.
Well, there is more actually, because I know some of you emailed a bonus to us too, which if any of you want to share that. I know we got one. I know Francine, you emailed one, right?
I did.
I think.
I'm trying which one I did.
Oh, good. I haven't even looked at that. My team has been putting the bundle together, and I'm sharing it tomorrow. So I haven't actually looked at everything that's in it yet. I'm like, wait, I think some of you emailed something. I'm like, I haven't even looked at it yet. Last week has been crazy.
It's gonna be a surprise for all of us, probably even.
It is. So you'll see in the chat, we've got all these bonuses that you're getting, but there's even more because all the new bonuses aren't even on the page yet. But even if you order the book tonight or you've already ordered it, it's retroactive, right? So if you order your copy right now, you're just going to get surprised in your email inbox with even more. So,
I think I remember. I think I shared a strategy to help children follow through, because I have been hearing a lot of teachers and parents struggling with follow through, and I found a strategy. I have a child with autism, one ADHD, and one with anxiety. And especially with the one with the autism, I was struggling to get him following through with anything. And when I found this, I'm just like, okay, this is the solution. I'm like, so, and I start using with everybody and sharing with all my clients. So it's a pretty good and nice strategy. So that's what I shared.
That is a good one. I feel like so many teachers are struggling with that. Like, oh, we just can't get the follow through. It'll work for a minute, but it's not going to keep, it doesn't keep working. Right. So that's going to be so helpful.
I feel like the accountability, I think teens and children struggling a lot with accountability. And this is just help them with accountability, following through without you having to be just like, did you do it? When are you going to finish? It's just so. Anyway, just go check that out. It's really has been very helpful in our households.
Francine and Bonnie, don't you think accountability is so important with ourselves? I mean, Kelsey, you asked a second ago, what is the value of coaching? What have we kind of seen in the club? And Bonnie, a second ago, I stepped all over your words just to intro us. I want to hear what you think. But I just want to say that, there was a study that just came out from the Gates Foundation that found that high quality teaching, of course, leads, we all know this, as a teacher for 26 years in the trenches, I saw this, but it leads to this substantial improvement in student outcomes. But I want you to consider this golden book that you have, this coaching that you have access to, this ability to choose the thoughts that you want to think, like you're choosing your school outfit for the morning, right? The long-term impact also, I'm nerding out, but the American Economic Journal said that highly effective teachers are more likely to affect how much students earn as adults if they go to college. And I really think that, positive school climates, some of us are in positive school climates, but some of them really have to create that positive school climate even for ourselves. And I think that's what coaching does. I think that's what this book does, because we all know that if we don't have that kind of support, how can we fill everybody's cup or take care of everybody else at the table? And I think coaching gives us that support system that we need within ourselves, to resource ourselves, to trust our intuition, to become our own teaching resource, and to become our own coach. I know that Bonnie and Francine and Cammie, I know that we all do this because we're so committed to this work, because The goal is not to get you all hooked into coaching or hooked into somebody else or an external or hooked into us. The goal is to teach you all these skills that you can become your own first resources. You don't have to look out there outside of, I mean, we have a lot of resources in case you need any ideas. But at the same time, the goal is for you to know I'm whole, I'm complete, I'm 100%, and create that supportive environment within yourself.
100%. Yeah,
and
you
I
go.
love
You
the
go
idea
on.
of expanding your expand your agency, right? Like we feel sometimes so victimized as a teacher, as a mom, by the circumstance around us. And what this does is just expand, and you just feel so empowered. So I love what you said, Chrissy. It's just so true. And you just can self-coach, right? Like you have all the tools.
Yeah.
And while you're learning, please come. We have safe place for you. Us very safe. And what I love about this group is that we are here with zero judgment.
Yeah.
Right? You just come in and we're just like, we love you. And we want you to see how amazing you are. We see you as an amazing person. When you to see yourself the way we see you. And we just have this place that you really can open up and see what's inside your own brain.
I was just, to your point too, I love what you just said. I used to have this sign across my clock that says, it is intelligent to ask for help. And the kids thought that was fun, but it really was more and more for me.
Yeah.
So this is the place I still come to, and I ask for help. I ask my colleagues. I coach myself. I ask Kelsey. I put things out there. What do you think? But this idea of like, how can I connect more deeply to myself? So I love everything that you said.
Yes, and it's all so important because really all the tools in the book are helping you build that toolbox. And then you're going to know yourself and like, which tool is it I need to grab out? It's not meant to be overwhelming. Like, oh, I need to learn all this stuff. Like, it's a journey. It's not even like you can read the book and just kind of let it sink in a little and then take the workbook and like just take like 5 minutes a day and like work through it. And you could go in order, or you could be like, I feel like I need this today. You're going to know. You're going to know even better than we know. That's one thing we like to say as coaches is we are here to help be your guide to help you figure out what's right for you. And just get to know yourself better. We have some tools, we have some strategies that we're openly sharing with you so that you can learn and apply them to yourself.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to refer to when you were talking about briefly, Kelsey, about that concept of taking our value from how someone else is performing, right? That's one reason parenting and teaching is so difficult, is because we like to wrap up our performance in the performance of another human being, which is really dangerous, right? We're like, we can't have a good day unless the kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I can't have a good day unless everybody is obeying and respecting me and completing their work. But what's so great about coaching is, as we know the coaching model, which if you're not familiar with it, you'll learn in the book, we have circumstances that come at us. And at the end, at the bottom of the model is the results that we perform or how we show up, right? The circumstances, once you learn the model, the circumstances can do whatever they want. A kid can lose his mind and throw a chair at you, or your child can scream that they hate you, or any number of quote unquote terrible circumstances. And you get to decide how you show up. And being able to separate your own emotional well-being and your own performance from someone else's is probably the most empowering thing you will ever learn, because it does not matter what anyone comes at you with, or the administration or the parents or anybody else in your circle of influence. It doesn't matter. You get to show up exactly how you choose to show up. And sometimes we choose to show up sad or disappointed with what's going on around us. And sometimes we choose to not be, and we get to choose. And somebody mentioned agency before, like that is our choice. And it's so powerful to be able to separate that. Do I want to get in the weeds with this kid right now? Do I want to be an example of managing myself? Anyway, that has been so life-changing for me.
And one thing I love about that too, like that power to choose and that power. And again, and that's actually one thing, one of the chapters is even called Taking Back the Power of Choice, because a lot of us have kind of unknowingly like not use that. We just kind of go with whatever our brain serves us, whatever everybody else is telling us to do and whatnot. Oh gosh, Bonnie, I had a thought based on what you were saying, and then it just went away. I'm like, what was it? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, it was about how we get to choose, and we might not choose to change a thought, right? We might not. And one thing that I loved, I read this book, and we mention it, and this is something I talk about in the book because it's some of the research I did doing research for this book. It was a book by David Burns, who's one of the CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, not CBD. Cognitive behavioral therapy, which is what the model is based off of, right? It's just the idea that our thoughts would drive our feelings. But what he said is, like sometimes a thought, like it might be part of our core values. Like we might want to feel sad about something. Like, yeah, we might want to feel sad that a hard thing is going on in our student's life. Like, because we have empathy, right? Because we're not robots. It's part of the human experience to feel the full range of emotions. So it's not to say that, oh, like it's just your thoughts, like you just need to change that, like all of that. That's not what it's about. It's really just about understanding the why and then changing it when it's not serving you, when it's just like the natural, what's happening, what your brain is serving you. But it's actually like, if you were to get intentional about it, it's not what you would want.
I love that. I just had actually a coach inside of the club, this teacher, and she was just struggling with resentment. And she was just like, our administration is making us tutor after school, and I feel like I have to do it. So I feel resentful, even though there's some teachers, they just don't do it. And I'm just like, so why don't you just choose to not do it? It's like, because I have to do it. I said, no, you don't have to. You see that some teachers that don't do it. And she said, oh, I love my students. And, and and she said, she didn't use the word reliable and full of integrity, but that's what I felt from her. And I said, you know what? You are doing because of the person that you are. Like you love your students. So the minute that she saw that she actually was making the choice to do it, she wasn't doing it because he was making her do it. Immediately, she just went from resentment, and I just, that's the beauty of it. Sometimes it's just like we're not seeing our rights, right? And it's like, oh, actually, I want to be there. And there's some days that I'm tired, and I wish I could just go home. And I'm going to own that too. And today we just like, I don't know, let's just be tired and do something simple and whatever. But I think that's the beauty, that what you're saying, Kelsey, is just like, today I will choose to just feel like I'm going to be tired and I'm not going to love being here. But most days I'm going to say, no, you know what? I'm doing it because I want to, not because this principle's making me do it. And
and then just kind of like owning that, be like, yeah, this is what I feel is right today, and tomorrow might be different, and I'm doing the best I can. I feel like a lot of times, like even with like, I've heard people say like, oh, they say like with their spouse or partner or whatever, like, oh, I'm at a 5 today, or I'm at a 2 today. Like, what is their energy level, like their capacity for like doing chores after work or whatever? And it's kind of like, it does vary from day to day, and you can do some coaching around it, or you can just kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm just observing, this is where I'm at, like, and I'm okay with that, Yeah.
Today's quesadillas for dinner, guys.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Well, and the thing is, the kids love it when you do the simple dinners more than when you do the complicated dinners anyway, right? Oh man, but all of you who are teachers and parents out there, we get it, right? Like
Extra credit,
extra credit, yes. Sometimes you have to multitask. That's what Charity said in the comments. Amberly says, coaching and journaling can help us see the circumstances through a different lens. Yes. Mac and cheese and dino nuggets, I see in the chat. Yes. I do see some of you saying like, oh, I want to order a book, but I don't want to close this live. You should be able to open in a new tab and snag a copy. And also it's just teachergoals.com/educate bonuses with a little dash in between educate and bonuses if you need to grab it afterwards as well. Okay, so let's see. We've got about, well, I don't know what time are you guys planning on? I don't even remember what I told you. I'm like, I can go till 7. I don't know what you're planning on. So I was like, we have 20 more minutes. And I'm like, wait, I didn't tell you guys. What do we have?
We're all educators, so we're used to being just so fluid with our time and like, oh,
right.
Okay.
I already delegated dinner to a kid, so we're in it.
We are in this. Okay. Okay. How about this? If anybody has questions who are live in the chat, this is your chance to ask them and we can answer them. We've had a lot of fun with these panels. So if anybody wants to do that, I'm going to check. There are a few starred comments I want to check. Oh, Charity says, I loved Kelsey reading the first chapter. Yes, I read the introduction on the podcast recently, which was so much fun. Hope to do an audiobook in the future. If you want to see an audiobook, though, we need to get copies of this book rolling. And I promise it'll be worth having both because this is one we are going to want either a physical or digital copy and the workbook and everything. And then you could like listen to it on the go too. I really think it's worth having both. And probably if we do an audio later, my thoughts are that we would add some bonus content there too. So again, it would be worth having both. Katie said, you were such an educator. Love the workbook idea. I know. Can you tell I'm an educator? I mean, I've like laminated and bound this thing. Like, does that not say educator all over it? Like,
this is actually what I thought. Do you have your own binder?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Then yeah. Your own binder. Yeah.
Yeah, my own personal laminator, own personal binder. Yes. And we are actually giving away both of those prizes during our lives, not tonight, but on the live podcast recording, which I still have to figure out what that is next week that we added in. We're giving away a binding machine. And on our trivia night on the 26th, we're giving away a laminator among a bunch of other stuff. So those of you here, you're going to want to keep on coming to these lives. They're going to be fun. So stay tuned on whatever platform you're on right now. We'll be live. We'll be live again. Amberly said, today I definitely didn't put myself first and I feel so drained. I think I starred that one because I think it's just like when that happens, we want to just notice it and be like, oh, I didn't put myself first and I feel drained. That's a great observation right there. It's not something we need to judge. It's something that we just go, oh, okay, I didn't put myself first. I feel drained. I see that connection. What is it I didn't do? What is it I need? What is it I can still do now? Because today's not over, right? What would you all have to add about that?
I think just to recognize that it's very empowering, right? Like you're not giving that, you know that is the reason is because you didn't put yourself. It's not like because this kid it's misbehaving or because the, whatever it is that's happening outside of you. You are just like, okay, and so I think just the awareness, it's already amazing. Mm-hmm.
I would say the acceptance of reality. That's another thing that coaching has really taught me is how many times are we like, dang it, this happened, or dang it, I wish it would have been like this. I should have done it like this. Here is just a beautiful acceptance of reality. I did not put myself first today. And the consequence was I feel drained. I made the connection. I know this is reality. And hopefully in the future, I will make some changes because that's important to me. I don't want to feel drained. Or maybe you're okay with feeling drained this week because you don't have any extra time to put towards yourself, but you'll do better in the future, right? Accepting reality and what is so powerful.
To Bonnie's point, neuroplasticity research says that we can actually change our brains just by exactly doing what Bonnie just mentioned. Like no judgment. Was the hardest part for me in this self-love.
Oh, journey. Yeah.
But like, pretend you're the watcher of yourself and you're like, I didn't get that stuff graded. I didn't get that stuff completed. I didn't do those things. And I was thinking the thought blank before I did it. Like, I don't want to, I've got other things to do. I'm going to scroll Facebook. I'm just going to take some teacher time out on my free. Maybe that was important self-care in the moment. Don't try to fix. Don't try to evaluate. Just notice. As Bonnie said, notice reality, notice what was, or notice I definitely didn't put myself first and I felt so drained. There is in what some people would put like a little mini fail or a little mini, ebb and flow. There's wisdom in that. there's medicine in that. And I think coaching gives you that reflective gaze of watch yourself, of being able to separate out and go, oh, let me just journal about it for 5 seconds. It can be on a Post-it that you have at school. You can throw it away. But just understanding what was and your pathway, slowing it down, it means that you're learning and you're already changing because you're evaluating. And for me, I felt like such a victim in my classroom. I couldn't choose my classroom. I couldn't choose my teaching partner. I couldn't choose my kids. I couldn't choose even the time of the days that the bell would ring. I was such a victim. Just understanding what my brain was doing, and it was working perfectly to keep me safe, was like, oh, of course I'm thinking this way. Of course this makes perfect sense. So that's what I have for that.
And then can I just really quickly? And then I think after you notice, like you come home and you just drained, and then I think then it's what I do is just like, you know what? I'm going to make our life easier tonight. I make my kids' life easier and make my life easier. You know, the kids usually do chores, but when they do chores, they complain. And just so like today, we're just like, we're not doing chores, and we're gonna watch a movie and eat popcorn, and tomorrow we do double chores or whatever it is. Like just once you notice, you just, instead of judging, you just, you know, give yourself a little break.
And I'll add, just there's so much, you're getting so much.
Is Chrissy cutting out for you too?
Yeah.
Say it again, Chrissy. You're back now.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say just this, Francine is making an amazing point. The way to do this work and the way to really understand your brain a little bit more, even 2% more. We're not going for like, oh, I've got so much to do. No, you already have a lot to do. Just take little teeny tiny bites, little crumbs. But the way to do this is to grab a buddy, and for you both to have a workbook and to be in community on this. Grab your bestie down the hallway. Do a question a day. Doesn't have to be a big deal. It just can be like, oh, let's flip and do this thing.
Yeah.
But this work only works kind of if you work it, right? It's only useful if you actually do it. How many years before I became a coach did I look at it from afar and go, you know, that's a good idea. I really should write my thoughts down. That's a good idea. I really should do kind of a time audit. I'm going to do that later. My friends, later never. You got to be messy. You got to be in it. You got to do it. And I think that's in coaching what we hold space sometimes just to have you do it. Sometimes in coaching, I just have my clients write and journal. And I'm just quiet. Like, we're doing this work right now. It doesn't matter. You're not going to have that golden hour that you think you're going to have. Let's go.
Yeah, it's never like, oh, later is going to be an easier time to do it. I mean, we always will be like, oh, yeah, later life's going to be better. It's going to be slower. It's going to be easier. But there's always the next thing, right? So it's really just making that little bit of time, like you were saying, like grab your friend, do one question a day. I love that so much. And what I love about that too is actually if you find a friend who's like physically at your school even, or somebody who you talk to or text on a regular basis, because trust me, my team and I, we're going to be emailing you. We're going to be reminding you to get into the app, get into the workbook, and to try to get you to join the book club calls that again are included when you purchase a copy of the book to come to the book club. But we can't like give you a phone call or knock on your door or just like, pop in during prep and be like, hey, let's do a question or whatever. And that is really the power of the accountability of having a teacher bestie do it with you. And that is why we highly recommend that. And that's why we are giving extra bonuses for those who buy an extra copy of the book for their teacher bestie. Or even you both could order your own copy and just submit it on one form so that you get more bonuses, so that you have that extra accountability. And that's really why we did that.
And buy for your kids' teachers, because that's what I'm doing. I'm like,
oh yeah,
my daughter's teacher, she is
yeah.
And I said, oh my goodness, what a gift this would be for her. Like, she recently married and she's struggling in her marriage and things like that, and she's struggling at school. And so I said, okay, that's her gift to this year. So I'm just grabbing a copy for my kids' teachers.
Yes, but
I like that Linda said, so when they do their journal writing, we can do it too. Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that. So Charity, like those who are like Charity said, have a hard time doing journaling while writing, but yes, this can be a good time to do it, right? And that's what I love and that's kind of like what we talk about in the goals and habits section. I mean, kind of even what James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits is like kind of tying it to something, right? So you could like be like, oh yeah, when the students do their journaling or when they do their like, you know, whenever they have independent work time, or they're doing their centers and I mean, obviously you might be having your own station or whatever, but when they're doing independent work, you could do your journal, you could do your workbook. And that is a great way to just work it in. It's only useful if you do it, for sure. Yes, I love seeing all your comments. And remember, every comment is an entry to win the giveaway. We only have a few more minutes, so make sure that you snag your copy. Is the book for all age groups? Yes. So the book, like I mentioned even at the beginning of this live, the book is for educators. It's not about so much teaching the kids. It starts with you, right? So this is to alleviate teacher burnout and to help you feel revitalized. I mean, the subtitle of the book here, as you'll see, is Revitalize Your Teaching, Renew Your Spirit, and Reignite Your Passion for Life. So it's really about you. It's about all the things we've been talking about today as coaches. So it doesn't matter what level you teach. It doesn't matter if you homeschool. It doesn't matter if you're an administrator. It doesn't matter if you're in elementary or secondary or special education, or even if you teach grown-ups. It really doesn't matter. It's for any educator who wants to revitalize their teaching, renew their spirit, and reignite their passion for life. So if that is you, if you are like feeling like you need a little spark and need a little bit of reigniting in your passion for teaching, if you're feeling a little burned out, if you're feeling like you just don't have time for anything, if you're feeling like you don't have time for this, then you don't have time not for this. Because it is going to give you back so much time and mental space. So anyway.
I love that Andrea is using one of your tools that I think that you taught, Kelsey, minimum baseline. And she said, I had to make a minimum baseline to get back into it. My baseline is writing one sentence and end up writing a page full.
Yes. That's what happens, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to do a minimum at this, because a lot of times getting started is the hard part, right? And we talk about this a lot more in the book. So if you're like, oh, wait, what are you talking about minimum baseline? I mean, the short version is it's just like the minimum thing you're going to do. Like, I'm going to go on a walk for 3 minutes. So you might be like, I'm going to go on a walk every day for 3 minutes. That's going to do nothing. But likely you're going to walk longer, right? It's just getting out the door, putting on your shoes. That's the hard part, right? So again, it's about creating that minimum, and likely at other times you'll go over. Another one I mention a lot is like, I want to read 1 page to my kids every night. Likely once you sit on their bed with them and read 1 page, you're going to finish a picture book, or you're going to read a chapter of their chapter book or whatever. But it's that getting going, right? And on some days you might only read 1 page and then you did it, right? You're still keeping that promise to yourself, and, you know, keep it going the next day when maybe you'll do more. So, oh, and Hannah says, and if you don't have a teacher or bestie, no cap, joining this community will give you access to a community of educators who you become such good friends with. Yes. Like if you've been listening to us for the last almost an hour and you're like, oh, these ladies, these seem like my people, we want to be friends, join us. We're going to have so much fun. Again, even when you just purchase the book, you're going to be able to come to the book club where we're going to be able to discuss all of this. I love Kelsey,
it. I was just going to say, let's all be real. I'm going to give some reality right now. A lot of us don't feel safe talking about some of these things with colleagues at our school. So to come into a community where you're like a 4th grade teacher, as I was, and you're with another kind of stranger, but not, because she's so relatable and talking about the exact same stuff you struggle with, but she's a stranger, not in your district, she's in your community. She doesn't know all of your moms and, you know, parents out there. She doesn't know your admin. That is gold, because you are really able to be you in an anonymous kind of safe container where somebody here in Utah and someone in Texas or Florida or Alaska is having the same exact issue you are. These are your people.
I love it. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments. I was not laughing at you, Christy. I'm laughing at all the amazing, just, people in the comments. Like, who couldn't use a little spark? I love all the emojis and everything. Definitely need the spark. What is the podcast? The podcast is Educate and Rejuvenate, the podcast. Really, everything I do now, we did a rebrand earlier this year. It's all under Educate and Rejuvenate. So the podcast, the book, the events, the club, all of it. Where can you get the book? You can get it on Amazon. You could search for Educate and Rejuvenate on Amazon and it should come up. Also, there's that link on the bottom of the screen. I'll remove your comment so you can see it. It's teachyourgoals.com/educate-bonuses. That will take you to the page that shows the special bonuses we have during launch week. So you can claim those, and it links to Amazon. So you can purchase there, and then you'll fill out a form to show that you purchased to claim the extra bonuses. Okay, I think I saw another question about the workbook, but I can't find it now. Tuesday podcast day. Yes, on Tuesday, I believe that I literally just rearranged the schedule right before this call because I had to wait on one person for scheduling who I was going to have a live with this weekend, who we rescheduled. So I will make sure we get that all fixed up and out to everybody. But they are live. Whatever platform you're on, all of them are adjusted. So if you're on Facebook or you're on, a lot of you, it looks like you're on X at Teach Your Goals. Love it. I hardly even I still feel weird calling it X. I feel like it should be Twitter. But anybody else? Is that just me? I don't know. Maybe because I don't use it enough. I'm like, I don't know the last time I posted to our Twitter. I should probably do that. It's all good though. I love all these coaching panels. They are so much fun. Can we have these coaching panels during the book club too? We'll see. I'll chat with these ladies. Maybe we can. That could be fun. When does the book club begin? So I had to just readjust the schedule a little bit. It was originally going to be next week, but because there have been some shipping delays, we want to make sure everybody can get their book and actually do some reading before we start. I believe it is October 3rd. We will get that schedule out and make sure we get it to everybody because I might need to be doing some adjustments today. Speaking too fast. I'm sorry, I do talk kind of fast sometimes. Apologies for that. Okay, any other questions? Oh, another one I saw. Are you doing
conference, I think.
Are you doing another virtual conference for Educate and Rejuvenate? Yes, the next one will be our winter conference. We have not launched tickets yet, but we're in the beginning planning stages for that. So stay tuned. Should have those out either in October or November. I'm not quite sure of the launch date yet for that. And then we had a question about the workbook somewhere. I don't remember where it is. It might have been up a little bit more. And then we have our backpack winner. So we will get that too. Do any of you see it? There was a question about the workbook I'm trying to find.
There was a question, Kelsey, about if you would ever just sell the workbook. I think it's a standalone.
So the workbook is not a standalone. The workbook is not one of the bonuses going away. The workbook will always be a bonus when you purchase the book. It's one of the ones on the page, but the ones that are going away are like the credit to our shop and the tickets to our event and the signed sticker for it to become a signed copy. So it's all the extras. But the workbook, oh, thank you to probably Elena or Kelsey who found that comment to pin. I could not find it. So the workbook PDF will continually be something when you purchase the book that you'll be able to access. So if somebody buys the book after the launch period, they'll still get that. The ones that it will stay are the app and the workbook, but everything else will go away. So that's the difference. When you look at the page and you see that huge stack of bonuses, everything, like including the ones we're going to reveal tomorrow, the new bundle from a bunch of people, including some of these ladies here, that will go away after the launch period is done. So, yes, the workshop will be very helpful. When are the bonuses going away? So it was going to be this Thursday. That was the end of the launch, but the launch is now going through the 26th because of just the scheduling and everything. So go through trivia on the 26th. So the trivia night is next Thursday. If there's only one additional live you come to, I would recommend it be that one. And I would recommend that you order your copy of the book now so you have it for that trivia because you will the top 3 prizes will be the top 3 people on the leaderboard getting questions correct. So if you have your copy of the book, because we'll even be like, in chapter this, you can like hurry and flip to that and kind of try to find the answer, right? Like even if you haven't fully read the book. So having a copy of it is going to be very helpful for that trivia. And we're giving away a laminator, we're giving away a backpack, we're giving away an Amazon gift card, we're giving away tons of stuff on that live. So you're going to want to be there if nothing else. But also I would love for you to join me on all the lives because they're fun. But I know you're busy too. So if you had to pick one, I would pick that one. What are the bonuses? Great question. So we have, let me pull it up for all of you. But if you go to that teachergoals.com/bonuses, I'm going to pull it up quick for all of you and actually just share my screen. I probably should have done that just before we were talking, but I was like just so excited for our panel. I was more thinking about what all of us were going to talk about. So educate bonuses. There you go. You type that in.
My sweet friends and community, I'm off to another amazing educator course.
Perfect. Yes. Actually, let's let all of you go. I will answer questions. All of you can go. Thank you for your time. Sorry, I get so excited about these lives and they're.
Right. I'll see everyone on Wednesday about how to process any emotion in the club.
Yes, those of you in the club, make sure to come on Wednesday for Chrissy's live. Or not live. We don't call it, I mean, it is a live, but it's a Zoom. It's a coaching call. You guys, my brain launch week and on lives, I feel like I'm just like all over the place. But thank you, Christine, Bonnie. And I was about to call you Cammie for some reason, Chrissy. I don't know why. Chrissy.
That's a compliment.
Chrissy, Bonnie, and Chrissy. Cammie didn't make it, but it's fine. We love Cammie. She tried, and it was being weird. Okay, I'll see you two later. Thank you for being here, and then I will answer everybody else's questions here shortly. First off, before I do that, I didn't need to add Elena to the screen. Before we do that, our backpack winner is Olympia Silva. So Olympia, we've loved seeing you in the chat. I don't know. Did you? Oh, I hear you saying thank you, Olympia. Hopefully you haven't left yet and that you heard that you are the winner. So you will need to email hello@educateandrejuvenate.com and we will make sure that you get your prize. Which is the backpack, which is a really cute backpack. If you were on Facebook and you saw the little picture, it's fun. Yes. Oh, wow. Good. I'm glad you saw it. Yay. Okay. So I am going to share the screen now of all the bonuses that you get when you purchase a copy. So let me pull up that screen. Okay. You should all see my screen now. So you'll see it says, ready to order, choose quantity. You're going to unlock exclusive bonuses only available during launch week. Click here would be just to choose your quantity, but I'm going to scroll through so you can see. You'll see here how it was the #1 new release. We're so excited about that. We've got some testimonials. And then we show what you get when you order. So if you purchase one copy of the book, this is in any format. So if you order a paperback or a Kindle, you will get the full workbook and the app video walkthrough. So after launch week, only these 2 will be available anymore. Everything else will be going away. Well, actually, I mean, if you would get this too, but it would already have started. You wouldn't get to 10 live. All of these will be going away. So if you purchase this week, you'll get the workbook, you'll get the app video walkthroughs, you'll get the live book study where you get to join me. Every few weeks, we'll be discussing a couple of chapters and you can ask your questions. Inside the app, you're also going to get video. Like I mentioned earlier in the live, you're going to get video walkthroughs of all the exercises in the workbook. We've also already got 3 guided meditations in there for you. You're going to get access to our vision board challenge and toolkit that are discussed in the book, our self-love challenge, some of my previous sessions from our Educate and Rejuvenate events too. All of that is in the app. You'll get a $30 credit to our resource shop, which we have over 2,000, I think, resources to for pre-K through 6th grades in our shop. So if you go to educateandrejuvenate.com/shop, you'll be able to see everything that you get to pick from to use that $30 credit. So basically that $30 credit pays for the book. And then the other really cool thing too is that you are going to get a book sticker signed by me to turn it into a signed copy, right? So you'll get that in the mail. So you'll definitely need to fill out that form so we can mail that to you. That's just if you purchase a physical copy, because that doesn't really work for Kindle. So for physical copy, you'll get a sticker to turn that physical copy into a signed copy. And then also the club we've been mentioning, if you're not in the club, you'll also get a chance to come try it out too. And then we also have a teacher bestie bundle. So we do, I hear some of you who are members, like, I already have these things. So with these bonuses, if you want to gift them to a friend, you can totally do that. We're also coming up with some stuff just for members. I can't reveal it quite yet, but there is a special thing for members. And again, like, so a lot of this is for new people, but there are some new things that our members will get to. And likely a lot of you who are in, you've gotten swag, you've gotten deals and stuff in the past before too. So this is just like kind of something special for new people. And then we're going to have different special things for current people. Okay, so perfect for having an accountability buddy when you do the teacher bestie. You get everything in essentials. You get the $60 shop credit each, which, you know, more than like, so the 2 copies of the book, this would become $120 technically, because you each get a $60 credit. You'll get to enjoy an exclusive Q&A night with me. Members are also invited to this. Members and people who purchase a 2-copy bundle get this. A ticket to our winter conference and a book sticker signed by me. So again, that is for both of you. And then we have a 10-copy version, which is if you're wanting to put together a book club of people reading the book together. You could all purchase your own copy, but one person would be the host and get the form submitted and everything. And then all of you will get all this stuff. And then the host will also get a free planner sent in the mail. And you'll also get an exclusive PDF guide with book club questions and things to help you purchase or to help you put together your own book club. So not only will you get to attend our book club, but you'll be able to host your own book club as well. That's why you'd have all your friends with the book too. And you would get the PDF, basically all the prep I put into the book club that we are going to do. My team will take that and put it into a pretty PDF. So then you will be able to host your own book club maybe later on in the school year, where it's like, okay, now we're going to do this book club together with this book. Yes, I see some of you. Leonard just bought the book. Thank you so much. Olympia just purchased the book. I love hearing it. So 30 copies. We have a school PD bundle. So if you're a school leader or you want to talk to your principal, your admin, and you want to educate and rejuvenate as an entire school, so all of you can kind of kick that burnout. Olympia, if you go to teachergoals.com/educate bonuses, that's on the screen, that'll take you right to this page. And I'll pop it in the comments here as well, so you can all see that. So for that, I will do a virtual Zoom professional development session with your whole teacher team if they purchase 30 copies of the book. And each educator on the team, all 30 of you, would get $100 credit to our shop, so that not only will you kick burnout through all the tips and tricks you're learning in the book and the PD, but they'll get a bunch of resources to help save them time too. Like as an admin, this is such a huge gift that you could give to your teachers. You'll get the book club guide, so you can do it as your school. You'll get 5 planners to use as incentives or gifts for your team. Your whole team will get to attend our virtual conference for even more PD, and the book stickers for your entire team. So those are the options. To claim your bonuses, all you'll do is you'll click to order your copy on Amazon. You'll take a screenshot. If you don't know how to take a screenshot, we did put together some tutorials down here. Good chance you know how, but we always want to make sure just in case. And then you'll just click on how many books you ordered, and it'll take you to a form that you fill out. And again, it's not going to let me go through the whole thing without filling it out, but it's just like very simple, like first name, last name. Obviously, we're going to need your mailing address to send you the sticker, your email to unlock your app access and send the workbook and everything. So it's pretty simple. And again, here you would just click and it would open Amazon, so you can purchase your copy. There's both a Kindle, there is a paperback. You can still see that #1 new release here. It's funny. It says homeschooling right now. It keeps changing. It's not just a homeschooling book. It's in a bunch of different categories. And then paperback, it had the number 1, but then we had a glitch this weekend, like I mentioned, where the paperback became unavailable. So of course it can't be a number 1 bestseller if it's not available for purchase. So we're sure we'll get that back soon. Yes, learn more about the bonuses, educateandrejuvenate.com/book launch. Perfect. Okay. Did I miss any questions? I do not think so. We'd love to be on all the lives. Would love it. Yeah, so you could also pick and choose which pages to print to save ink. Yes, love that idea. I have a hard time finding time to journal, but doing a lot of reflecting. Yes. And again, like we mentioned, it can be like 5 minutes a day for journaling. The workbook is just in color right now, but I do think it would print well in grayscale as well. We can definitely keep in mind black and white, but yeah, you could definitely just pick and choose which pages you want to print too. Or, I mean, some people, you might want to like send it to a print shop so you're not using your ink, and then you could just get them to bind it and do it all in one. I really do think it would be worth doing that with this workbook. Okay, I think that is all the questions. I think we got all of them. I'm just double checking. Need the book before doing trivia and book club. Yes, you would definitely want to get the book. For those of you, I know some of you here are our lifetime members, and part of that lifetime membership was getting that signed and personalized copy of the book. Those are arriving on Wednesday, which is before even my ones that are arriving from Amazon. And I plan on signing them Thursday, and we'll get them out ASAP. Okay, everybody. So great to see all of you. Again, go to teachyourgoals.com/educate bonuses. You can pick which bonus bundle you want. The most recommended one is our Teacher Bestie one, where you'll have that accountability buddy. You get way more bonuses. You'll be able to, come to the book club with a friend, have that accountability buddy, get $60 in shop credit, and the ticket to our virtual conference, which that alone, it would be $19.99 each for both of you. So $40 in value right there. Again, or even just purchasing one book, you're getting all the essentials to make sure that you're all taken care of. So you're going to feel a lot less burnout this school year. So you can revitalize your teaching, renew your spirit, and reignite your passion for life. Whatever package you choose. And if you have a bigger group, 10 or 30, that's great. Most of you are probably going to do 1 or 2. You just hit the button to fill out your form after you purchase your copy. Take a screenshot of that order confirmation page, click on here, submit it. You'll get all your bonuses. Again, highly recommend you order your copy now so that it can arrive in time for the trivia we are doing on the 26th, where we're giving away a ton of prizes. You'll have your book to be kind of your cheat sheet. So you have a leg up against anybody who doesn't have a copy of the book. So any questions, email us at hello@educateandrejuvenate.com, and we will be happy to help you. Otherwise, the next live is happening tomorrow, where I will be joined by a special guest, Ashley Smith from Rainbow Sky Creations, and we'll be revealing her special bonus that she's adding, as well as a bunch of other bonuses. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, even if you order tonight, you'll get all the bonuses we add tomorrow too. So it'll just be like, would just be the cherry on top. Would you need the workbook during trivia? No, the content is all from the actual book for the trivia. Good question. Okay, that is all for tonight. I will chat with many of you tomorrow, hopefully. If not, I hope to see you soon on one of the upcoming lives. We got a podcast recording. We've got where I'm going to chat with my first life coach and talk about my journey in the writing process, because she was really kind of helping me walk my brain through the 3-step framework too. Like, it was my framework, but she was kind of asking me questions to help me come up with it. So we're going to talk about that process. If you've ever been curious about behind the scenes of writing a book, or even like a coaching journey in general, it's going to be fun. And then that trivia. So those are the 3 that we have after tomorrow. So we have 4 more lives of our launch party. So hope to see you on one of them. Chat later. Bye.